Hey, Miguel Arati back here on the CRP, and Wage Rage is back. And we've got boxing outs for the first time in a little bit of downtime in the boxing world these last couple of weeks. But I'm joined again by ASP, and we are going to look at this weekend's WBO World Light Heavyweight title fight. We've got Sergey the Crusher Kovalev at 33-3-1, taking on England's Anthony Yarde, 18-0, and the bottom line here is the fight takes place at the Traktor Sport Palace in Chelyabinsk, Russia. And we'll air on ESPN, so check your local listings for start times. But ASP, what do you think? We got the Crusher taking some losses, and all of a sudden, he's not a top 10 pound for pound guy anymore. He's fighting at home. He's got reasons to win with a potential big money fight against Canelo Alvarez actually being talked about, among other things, for Kovalev. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, he does need this fight, and it's in Russia, and we'll kind of get back to that. As we know, when I was able to pick a 50-1 underdog Jeff Horn against a Manny Pacquiao, it was because they were in Australia with Australian judges. And so this matters in the boxing world. We can't deny that. But having said that, let's look at this from the top. Anthony Yarde, as you say, 18-0, 17 of those are knockouts. He's a plus 140, so they've got this fight fairly close. Now, Yarde is a muscled up beast, right? But he's not muscle bound. He can still move and adjust. He's got great speed. He's got a left hook. He also does, and I'm not quite sure I like it or not, but he does have that sort of shoulder roll, that sort of Mayweather shoulder roll thing. It might help avoid getting hit by Kovalev. Yarde also trains extremely hard. So I think Yarde is coming into this thing prepared, and he's got a little bit of defense. He's got a lot of offense. He's the type of guy that I think can give Kovalev some trouble. Now, Kovalev, 2 of his 3 losses were by getting knocked out. Now, Andre Ward outboxed him once and KO'd him once. This fight being in Russia, Yarde needs that KO. You're not going to get the decision in Russia against a Russian with Russian judges unless you really dominated him. And you're not, I don't think Yarde's going to dominate Kovalev. The experience matters, but Kovalev has also shown some sort of soft spots, a little weaknesses now and again. He's also slowed down. So I don't think he's done and washed up, but I think he's slowed down enough that I predict this fight will end up like the Eleider Alvarez fight. He fought and lost to him and then came back and made up for that. They fought twice. So Alvarez isn't the world class like Andre Ward necessarily. So if we were in UK, if we in Yarde's backyard, if you will, I might even lean towards a dog pick on this. But my prediction, Kovalev by decision, but dog watch Yarde if you can get him at plus 150 or better. I would definitely dog watch. Being in Russia, watch the odds on this. The money could still come in on Kovalev, pushing Yarde up to a 150, a 160, even a 200. I would not pass up a plus 200 on Yarde for a dog watch.
And that's interesting. I have a tendency to agree with you. Kovalev, now 36 years old. He has shown a little bit of an ability to slow, a little bit of slowdown in his abilities in the ring. And I think you're right. I think in terms of Ward, Ward would expose just about anybody, right? But I think Ward sort of exposed him as being on the B side of his career. And I think Yarde, coming up, 28 years old, like you mentioned, checks all the boxes, including athleticism. And I think that could be one of the deciding factors in this one. If Kovalev is a little bit of a step slower or anything like that, he could wind up getting hit by Yarde, and we've already seen that he does go down. The other thing that comes up with Kovalev now and again, it's been a little bugaboo, is he's had outside the ring problems and issues, and that popped up again for him recently here. So we'll see, if Yarde gets Kovalev at the right time. Yarde definitely stepping up in competition. Obviously, nothing on his resume at 18-0 looks like Kovalev. The bottom line is typical of the British scene. He's been built sort of for this moment. So this is his biggest challenge, and I think you read it right that, you know, again, at 28 years old, that he's ready for it. And, you know, they took a look at the champions. They took a look and they think they see something in Kovalev, perhaps a weakness or perhaps father time. And they think it's the right time for Yarde. I agree with you. Yarde may be worth taking a look at in this one, especially if you think, you know, Kovalev at 36 with baggage outside the ring and stuff is somebody that you may want to bet against.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm Miguel Durrani for the CRP. Sergey Kovalev, decorated WBO World Light Heavyweight Champion, defends his belt at home in Russia against Britain's Anthony Yarde. A major challenge and probably one of the better fights on the slate for this weekend. I'm Miguel Durrani, and that's Anthony Scott Pyatt. He's made his picks for this weekend's big fight in Russia.